welcome to the Sounds Like Nonsense podcast. And now I know what you must be wondering. What is the Sounds Like Nonsense podcast? Well, it's a podcast series that me and my friend thought we'd make and to go over some topics that we enjoy talking about. So yeah, Summer, do you wanna go over how when we first met each other and how we became mates?
I believe we first met each other at a karaoke night.
Can't go wrong karaoke.
It must have been 2022, I want to say. We were in our second year of university, I know that much.
Yeah, so we kind of met each other, and then we went, yeah, you're into random stuff, and I'm also into quite random music. I thought, why not put together a series? Originally, we were going to try and do a radio show, but we couldn't actually find a place that would take us, so we took to doing this instead. But yeah, so the things that you could kind of expect to see on this series would be now, this section would be on about a prog album a week. So, I bet you're wondering, what is prog? Well, prog is long songs. No, prog is also known as progressive rock. It's a genre that is very difficult to define. It's basically like it's like an anti-genre in a way. It's a big mix and match of different genres all put into one. With obviously it's just very experimental in the way that it does its things. Well, to me, prog is great because of how complex it is. It has different time signatures, and it has the ability to shift its tone at any point, which I just don't think you see in much modern music. I mean, its complexity is also quite obvious in the fact it's in the name, progressive rock, and it's called that way due to its way to introduce an element and just kind of run with it. So you'll have like just this build-up of a song, and it kind of keeps going and going and going until you hit this amazing finale. The influences of prog can be seen in jazz, psychedelic, obviously rock itself, and even classical at times, which is what makes it so unique in its in how it sounds. But because prog songs' main focus isn't really to make catchy songs, though, it's more to push the norm on what mainstream music sounds like. So it's not really uncommon to have like 20-minute long songs depending on the album. That doesn't necessarily mean that like all prog songs are just pots and pans bashing each other for 20 minutes with the occasional guitar riff, but it does mean that you will hear instruments that you don't typically hear. And that's kind of why I love prog. It's just different. It's a genre that has the freedom to make songs that you won't hear anywhere else. And that's the point of this segment, and essentially this series, is to document albums that I like listening to and to just talk about it and why I like it. Summer, you always love talking about random stuff, don't you?
Well, I'm an expert.
So, if you want to go over what you've come up with.
Well, yes, thank you, Lyle. As you've just said, I do very much enjoy talking about random stuff. It's what I'm known for. I'm very good to have on a team in a pub quiz because I just retain lots of random information, and I know how to waffle as well, which is good when you're a comedic actor, as I am trying to be.
Trying keywords.
Yeah. So this segment is called The Wheel of Blank. Now, does that mean that the name is The Wheel of Blank, or is it just The Wheel of and nothing there? That is for you to decide. That is up to your interpretation. Every week I will spin the wheel. I'll have a list of random topics on there. I will tell you what the random topics are, and I will tell you what it lands on, and I will then do what I do best, and I will waffle.
So this section is about either movies or media that we've watched recently, and I thought that would be interesting to talk about. So it's just very simple. It's essentially just a movie review, but with a lot less of the effort put in than, say, the prog album review. Basically just going over any interesting movies at the time and any aspects that I may like or what Summer may like, and also TV shows, hence the media. But yeah. And of course, what is a podcast but without a section where you just go over random topics that come up? Now this will be different to the wheel, because it's just whatever is on our mind. There'll be no planning it. It would just be talking and talking, which you could argue that's the whole podcast, but I argue there's a little bit more, but you're probably right. We could just talk, isn't that right, Summer?
If talking was an Olympic sport, we'd be bringing home the gold, baby.
So finally, we have the final thoughts. So this is a section where we'll just summarize what we've talked about, anything else that we want to say before concluding the podcast. But yeah, I hope that everyone enjoys this, because I hope someone's got to. I mean, there's enough of you out there. And yeah, this is just something we're doing for fun. And I hope to see you guys in the future. Summer, this is the part where you also say, I hope to see you in the future.
Tally ho, chaps.